All right, today we're going to tackle a really provocative idea. The argument that, for many of us, that college degree wasn't the golden ticket we were all told it would be. In fact, it might have been a huge financial burden. We're going to break down what that means using the core ideas from our source material.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. The entire argument really boils down to this one simple question. So I want you to think about it for a second. Looking back, was your degree a true investment, something that's paying you back? Or did it end up becoming a liability, leaving you with debt that's way bigger than the income it helps you make?
So, first up, we've got to look at what the source calls the bug. And no, this isn't some kind of computer glitch. It's more like a bug in our cultural programming, that default path that just says, go to college, which, let's be honest, so many of us follow without really questioning it.
This quote it nails it, doesn't it? For so many people, going to college wasn't a calculated financial move. It was just what you do. It was the next expected step. And the problem really kicks in when that expectation is bankrolled by massive debt for a degree that doesn't have a clear, straight line to a good-paying job.
Okay, so this leads us to a pretty tough reality check, right? It means we have to look at our degree not with nostalgia, but through the cold, hard lens of finance. So really, what did you buy with all that time and money? Was it a tool for your career, or was it a very expensive symbol?
Now, this is absolutely crucial. See, we usually think of bad debt as, racking up a credit card bill for a vacation or something. But the argument here is, what if we apply that same exact logic to education? If the extra income your degree helps you earn isn't enough to cover the loan payments, well, then financially speaking, your degree is an underperforming asset.
And here's where we see the big difference. Was your degree a status symbol? That expensive piece of paper you hang on the wall, the thing that makes your family proud? Or was it a high-value skill, an actual asset that solves a real problem that the market is willing to pay for? The source argues that way too many degrees fall into that first bucket.
So here's a question. If the degree isn't paying off for so many people, why do they keep building their careers around it? Well, the answer often lies in a powerful psychological bias, a mental trap that really affects all of us.
You know that little voice in your head? The one that goes, look, I've already spent 4 years and tens of thousands of dollars on this. I can't just walk away now. That's it. That's the sunk cost fallacy. It's like forcing yourself to watch the end of a really terrible movie just because you paid for the ticket. But here's the thing. That money and time, it's already gone. It's sunk. The trap is letting that past investment, which you can't get back, dictate your future.
And that's the trap right there. It's this idea of doubling down. Maybe you take on even more debt for a master's degree, hoping it'll finally make that first investment worth it. Instead of hitting pause and asking if the path itself is the problem, you just pour more into it.
Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? How do you get out of that trap? Well, the source material calls it the patch. Think of it as a practical way to overwrite that bug in our thinking without, trying to turn back time.
And the path forward is actually pretty simple. It's just 2 steps. First, you've got to make a mental shift. You have to consciously ignore those sunk costs. That money, that time, it's gone. And letting go of it, it's incredibly freeing. Then, step 2 is all about action. You start building real, tangible, marketable skills right now, even if they have nothing to do with your degree.
So what does a marketable skill actually look like? Well, the source points to a few really clear examples. Things like sales, coding, copywriting. Now, what do all of these have in common? They are directly tied to a company's bottom line, right? If you can help a business bring in more money, you've got a skill that the market will almost always be hungry for.
And that really brings us to the final, and maybe most important takeaway. This whole conversation isn't about regret or beating yourself up over past choices. It's about being strategic now. So looking at your career and the world as it is today, the real question to leave you with is this. What is one high-value skill you could start building tomorrow that would directly increase your earning power, no matter what it says on that diploma?